Today we're going to be talking about rated R movies. Rated R movies have been running rampant in our society, especially American society, since they first came around, but we're going to be focusing on the years 2000, 2005, 2010, and 2015. So because of the rampantness of R-rated films, it has reflected a little bit negatively on our society, and just going based off of the research I've had comparing R movies to G-rated movies, R-rated movies need to either be reduced significantly or completely eliminated from the movie genre altogether. My first point, I'll be going over some reasons why R-rated movies are made in the first place. My second point, we'll go over just simple numbers of rated R films and G-rated films that were made in those years mentioned. And then my third and final point, we'll be talking about the profit margins of the G-rated films and then the R-rated films as well. So my first point, some reasons why rated R films would be made. Directors go on talk shows and interviews and say, and they're often asked, why do you make a rated R film? And here's some reasons that I've found when researching different interviews. They claim that they make more money, they claim that more people will come, and they claim that more people like rated R films. Those are just a small list of reasons that I was able to find based off of interviews, but let's go over those a little bit. Just the number of R films that were made in those years mentioned. My second point. In 2000, 171 rated R films were made, and a mere 17 G-rated films were made. In 2005, 171 R-rated films were made, same number as 2000, but 14 G-rated films were made, going down a bit. In 2010, 175 R-rated films were made, while 6 G-rated films were made. It goes down even more in 2015. 2015, 200 rated R films were made, and a mere 3 G-rated films were made. Now, going based off of the more people will come concept, if you make 20 times the amount of movies, of course more people are going to come. So, going to my third point. In 2000, the rated R film high was Gladiator, and Gladiator made $187.7 million. And then the top G-rated film that year was Chicken Run, and that made $106.8 million. Looking at that, you would say that they make more money would make more sense. These two films compared to each other, Gladiator clearly made more money. But if you go by the averages of the films, the average R film made in 2000 was $14.17 million, whereas the average G-rated film made $34.4 million. Going off of the averages, R films do not make more money than G-rated films that year. G-rated films did. And of the 171 rated R films, 79 made less than $1 million. That's 46% made less than $1 million. And of the 17 films, only 5 were less than $1 million. That's 29% that were less than $1 million. In 2005, the top movie was Wedding Crashers. That made $209.25 million. And the top G-rated film was Chicken Little. A lot of chicken films this decade. That made $135.38 million. Now, once again, you'd think that Wedding Crashers made more money. But look at the averages. The average rated R film that year made $10.8 million, and the average G-rated film made $30 million. G-rated films made 3 times more money on average than R films. And of the 171 movies, 98 were under $1 million. That's 57% made less than $1 million, whereas the G-rated category, only 4 made less than $1 million, and that's 28% of G-rated films made less than $1 million that year. 2010, the top rated R movie was The King's Speech, that made $135.45 million. However, the top G-rated movie was Toy Story 3, and that made $415 million. So going off of that, G-rated films did significantly better this year. Let's look at the averages. $13.8 million for our films compared to $85.6 million on average for G-rated films. G-rated films trashed R-rated films this year. Only 2 movies of the G-rated category were under $1 million, and that's 33%, whereas 93 were under $1 million. That's 53%. 2015, The Revenant was the top movie, making $183.6 million, and then the top G-rated movie was the Peanuts movie, making $130.17 million. The average R-rated film that year averaged $13 million, and the average G-rated film that year averaged $48.9 million. Now, of the 200 rated R films that were made, 112 were less than $1 million, whereas only 1 movie in the G-rated category was under $1 million. So, in summation, R-rated films do not make more money than G-rated films. G-rated films, on average, make significantly more than R-rated films. More people come to R-rated films just because more movies are made. That's like saying there's more water in this pool, but this pool's this size and this pool's this size. It doesn't really matter. And then more people like rated R films. Look at the profit margins. Do people spend more money on G-rated films than R-rated films? In summation, R-rated movies have been rampant, and just going based off of the money, G-rated films make more money, more people go to them if more were made, and G-rated films should replace the number of R-rated films if money is truly the winning factor in making films. Thank you.